Hello, everybody. I am Angry Bird. We've reached the finals of the first official championship. Up until now, I've been streaming these games live, or you've been seeing the videos of me when I was recording and streaming live the first official championship. These games, the final, I wasn't able to stream live. Proto Soccer did the live stream of the final, so if you want to see some of them live, head over to his Twitch. They probably will still be on his VODs, but we are going to record these for YouTube for you guys, so you don't miss out on the final of the first official championship. Somebody asked me in the comments to throw up a copy of the bracket, so that's what you see in here, all the results throughout the championship. And it's all come down to Frubblord versus Vich in the final. Interesting results to be aware of. Vich winning out against Gonzo, and Soloing Pixie winning out against Sean in the bottom portion of this bracket. Games number 27 and 28, I believe. And then Vich winning out against Soloing Pixie in game 30. So Vich has made some amazing wins throughout this tournament, beating both Gonzo and Soloing Pixie on the way to this final. So surely has to be in good spirits coming up into this final, and we expect some good games. This is a best of 3, and so there will be at least 2 games to see between these two players. Let's head into the action, and let's have a look at the first deck. So we have Frubblord on the left hand side in blue. He's playing as the Hermann Göring division, the Fallschirmpanzer Hermann Göring on Vanguard income. So in terms of his deck, it's up on screen. He has the Jagdpanzers in A and B. Often taken because the tank tab up until the C phase Tigers can lack some heavy punch. The Sturm Tiger, just one of them in A. We may well see that come out onto the field. Cannot see it yet. And also he has the Ju-87 G2 Stuka sort of anti-tank planes, which may well come into play. In terms of infantry, well, he's up against 9th Cavalry, and Hermann Göring infantry will outshine the 9th Cavalry infantry in terms of the quality. But certainly in terms of quantity, that will be on the side of Vich, who is also known as Loli. But he is Vich on the official Steel Division League Discord. Sorry, the official Steel Division Discord, the one, the official one. But in game he is known as Ortfein Frederico von Eidelstadt. So many names, this player. We've seen him plenty of times before, and I feel like he's been up until now an undervalued or underestimated player in Steel Division. But I think those wins against Gonzo and Soloing Pixie surely have made people take notice. In terms of the deck, well, it's 9th Cavalry. We're going to be looking for Kazaki spam for sure. Oznaz, 3 of them in A. They come with the bazooka. We've got the Oznaz Sappery and the Oznaz Snipery and the Recon tabs. Plenty of Shermans. Well, a reasonable amount of Shermans. I wouldn't say plenty. He has them up vetted in B and double vet also in B. So wouldn't necessarily say plenty. But he is on Maverick income. And in terms of dealing with the heavy stuff, that's going to be down to the Zis 2 guns in B phase. And interestingly enough, we have a Katusha in A. And then the F-22 76.2mm artillery pieces in B. And plenty of them. Aircraft-wise, the LA-7 is a great fighter plane. Very speedy, very fast. So if it's micro well, can be a fantastic fighter plane. You also have the Lag 3 series anti-tank planes, 1 in A and 2 in B, and they could do do a decent job as well. I think the 9th Cavalry is all about getting ahead in the game, especially when you're playing Maverick. It's all about getting ahead in A phase and then just powering through everything in your path in B phase. And we will see whether Loli is up to the task in this case. Let's just head quickly into the game. We'll have a quick look at deployments while we wait for the players to start the game. It has been a little while since I've actually cast a game direct for YouTube. So I think since Christmas we've done a number of tournaments, but they've all been sort of live streamed, and I definitely like doing live stream tournaments. I think you get to feel the action. I'm seeing it completely live, and you get to be in the heat of the action. But I definitely think as well we need to get some... I don't want to miss the finals for you guys, that's for sure. Sometimes scheduling is not fantastic. If you're hearing... there's my dog is actually asleep in the corner at the moment. And he's dreaming away, making a load of noise while he, obviously in his dream, is barking at other dogs. So if you hear a little barking in the background, it's my dog. He's dreaming at the moment. Right, well, we're waiting for the... Oh, here we go. So the game has started. We do have an early Katusha out from Loli, as well as a number of units coming into this southern city. I think the southern city is where the 9th Guards Cavalry will want to concentrate their forces, but they can get a lot at the start of the game. So that's probably why it's taken a little time to put everything together. It looks like that Katusha winding up for an early attack, but I think that's a little bit too soon. So if he lets that attack go through, it is... I don't think he's going to hit anything with that Katusha strike. And we've got a Jagdpanzer 4 up to the northern side in the tried and tested northern position, just overlooking this road coming down. The Ognamachiki and the PTRS-41 are going to claim the compound. Ortfine up to a 15-9, so the Katusha did not fire. We're just waiting. I presume he's going to... Okay, so he's changed position for that to be firing. But it looks like he's only got an MG42 coming into that spot now. So potentially not a fantastic position. The M42 gun has unloaded in the centre. Looks like it's taking pot shots at all of this infantry and the one crossing the bridge as well here. Kazaki's making their way into the town. Is the he's reallocated the Katusha once again? Is it going to fire? I don't want to miss that. The Unmachiki and the HG Flammenwerf engaging, but the two MG42s behind. I think the Ognamachiki are definitely going to lose out in that position. More Kazakis and an Emcha coming up to the northern side. Frubblord's making an advance in this city, but here comes the Katusha strike. Is it going to be on target? I think it's only going to hit these HG Pioneers. Might actually get some of his own troops here. No, it's just far enough away. Does fall back the two HG Pioneers, but the main, well, the other thrust of the infantry is further north from Frubblord. So, actually, that Katusha strike got one soldier kill, and not really a major win for Loli there. Looks like he's got 3 rockets left. He's actually reallocated. Okay, so, yeah, it was 3 rockets. He's reallocated those... Okay, 2. And they take 2 strikes, but nothing major. And, wow, he's moving that Katusha really far down south. Looks like he has advanced with the infantry into this city, along with the 2 T-34-76s. Fast moving down the road. Oh, the Pak-38 might be in a position to take them out once they come out of range of the buildings. There's a Pak-38 taking the Overwatch position further north. Although nothing for it to target at the moment. The Unmachiki do locate the HG Pioneer Führer, and Frubblord is kind of almost caught behind enemy lines here as the Kazaki outstrip the rest of the infantry. The 2 T-34-76ers do come around the corner and target off against Frubblord's own T-34-42 variants. Ooh, one turret stuck. Looks like Loli may well lose out in this gambit. Incendiary and bombs coming in from the TU-25 there. Did not see that coming down. Ammo explosion. I think that was on one of the T-34 76ers. Must have been the turret stuck one. We does get the spalling shot, but the crew panic coming down from another 3 reinforcing T-34 42s does leave that 76 in a desperate position there. Kazaki still kind of maintaining somewhat control of the city. 2 flags, he needs a lot of, yes, does have a lot of reinforcing infantry coming in. And in the northern side, Loli has control of the forest, only a Flemmonworth to hold at bay. But Frubblord's kind of, he set his troops down and he's pushing everything forward on foot. A central attack coming in there from Loli and potentially could make some gains there. Now, I did have a comment the other day saying that I like to say the word potentially a hell of a lot when I'm recording and streaming Steel Division 2. So I just picked myself up saying it there, and I'm going to concentrate on not saying the word potentially during these casts. So whoever that was, I'm taking it on board, and we're going to adjust commentary to make sure that I am not causing you guys a problem by saying the same words over and over again. Kazaki's coming into the center of the city, and they can, I think, well, I don't think he's got enough coming in. I don't think there are enough Kazakis coming in to worry all of the HG pioneers in here. And there's so many T-34 42s, and ME-410 is targeting the Katusha down in the southern side. And does get the kill there. Wow. Big play there. The Katusha going down on the southern side. So, misplay by Loli, putting that Katusha in a very bad spot and enabling Frubblord to come in with the ME-410. We've got an M-Char and a Valentine on a attack move coming into the central area. Not fantastic. I'm assuming he's brought them in to maybe into the, okay, so he has reallocated those to the city. Down goes the M42 gun. All of the Kazakis have unloaded on the street, and they are in a tough position right now. So I think there's some key mistakes being made by Loli. It looks like the northern side, the HGs have pushed in, but there are a number of Kazakis there. I think they're all going to win out that fight in the forest, in the central area. Kazaki PPSH pushing forwards, along with support from the M-Char on the ridge, but that's taking a shot from the Pak 38 50mm. Those PPSHs go down. The Pak 38 gets the sight damage on the M-Char, and I feel like that M-Char is going to go down any moment now. Gun jam, that's good enough for the moment. The city battle, well, it is still raging on, but just look at the number of units that Loli's got on the field right now. He is playing a Maverick deck. So actually, Frubblord does have the income advantage here. And wow, look at the position of this T-34. Both of them firing on the reinforcement zone. So Loli's got the right choice, choosing the tanks to come in, but yeah, he's going to have to get rid of those T-34s to before he brings more troops in, unless he brings them down this central road. But at the moment, he is really struggling, I think, for position. The HG MG42 should start firing on the M42 gun. In comes the JU87G2. Loli has an LA7 of his own. Will he be able to get the kill? Does get the pilot panic. That is enough to stop the attack run, but in comes the ME-410, and Loli not quite reacting. Is now kind of switching micro. He is coming for another pass on the JU87G2. May well pick up the kill here. Yes, does so, and now should be free to tangle with the ME-410. Frubblord calls that back, and I think Loli was very unlucky with the turning radius of that LA7, but actually it has the speed, but Loli calls it back, doesn't want to risk that LA7 fight. I was going to say it does have the speed there. The Tu-25 coming in to drop bombs onto the HG pioneers, I believe. T-34 going down. There's just one Kazaki and one PPSH squad left in here. We're waiting for the bombs to drop. Ooh, not quite enough damage. Just pin down some units though, and the M-Chars and the Valentines are now making their way into the city, but this is looking desperately bleak. The Kazaki caught between a HG Pioneer and an MG42, and they do surrender. Frubblord picks up a flag. 15-9 now, has taken a very decisive lead early on in this game. Loli's looking for gains on this northern approach with the move orders onto the T-34-76, but the Kazakis are being caught out, trying to cross the open. We've got SDK said 250-10s in now as well, and yeah, I think overall Frubblord has been trading incredibly well in this early game. The Emchers and Valentines are making it up. Frubblord tried to push forward the Pack 38, but does lose it. So I think he was trying to push it forward maybe into this kind of position, but he does lose that Pack 38-50. And the Emchers make their way into the city, but they've got Panzerfausts to deal with. All of the infantry has gone down now. There's Kazaki PPSHs coming in, along with a no. I thought the Kazaki was going to come into the city, but it is coming across to the central position. It looks like Frubblord has dealt with the early attack from Loli. It is pushing straight back over the road, and this is looking a difficult spot for Loli at this point. 16-8 to Frubblord right now. I think the northern side certainly is where Loli is making most progress, but the T-34, one of them's gone down, the other one's pushing forwards, but there's a Pack 38-50 coming into play. More infantry, Ognamachiki this time, coming into this city area, and that hopefully will support the tanks. The Valentine is coming into place and will start moving up the road, discover this HG M42 and should take that out. The LA7 coming in to strafe some of the MG42s. The bombs coming down from the TU-25. Only pinning down one Panzergren. So these TU-25s not doing major damage to Gepards coming in from Frubblord. That's a great call. It's hopefully going to help him last against those LA7 fighter planes. The two Valentines, sorry no, a T-34-76 and a Valentine do manage to take out the MG42, and Loli has secured himself a foothold in the town once again. I was very worried he'd be completely pushed out, but he has just managed to stay in touch on the edge of this town. KG Commander from Frubblord is helping buff up some of the units here with the help from the HG Pioneer Fury. This HG Pioneer MP44 is a 3-star squad with those 7 MP44s. It's going to rip apart anyone that comes into the 300-meter range. Oh, the T-34-76 pushing forward did get caught by the Pack 30. Was it the Pack 38? No, I think it was the Jagdpanzer IV coming up the road there. Did catch that T-34-76. More Tu-25 attacks coming in. Does damage the T-34-42, but nothing major. I think the Emcher was probably what caused the criticals. Frubblord has managed to get infantry completely through into the centre ground, and Loli's reacting with Kazaki SVTs, and that should be enough. Potentially the HG Pioneer, the MP44 version, does worry me slightly. And Frubblord's actually left behind his infantry leader. He may well have done that on purpose to upvet the Pack 38-50, but given the ground that he's made in the centre, he is now pushing the Pioneer Fuhrer across that centre ground. Shots coming in from the Pack 38-50 onto the Emcher on the hill overlooking the town, and that Emcher cannot stay in that position for too long. That Pack 38 should take that Emcher down over the course of time. More infantry coming in from Loli, Kazaki, Komroti, as well as Kazaki SVTs. We are just in B phase, so Loli has the 180 points of income versus the 120 of Frubblord, so he definitely has maximum income at this point. But Frubblord has made so many gains. He's at a 16-8. He's capturing this rear flag. He has made just so many gains in this map that it's mostly in the city area and in the centre ground that actually Loli he's using his B phase income, which is supposed to be to kind of secure the game for him, and he's using that to try and fight back against Frubblord. He may well be able to make the fight back, but then it will come into C phase. He'll only have the 80 points of income, and it's looking desperately bleak right now. The HG Panzergrenz are going to come under fire from the TU... No, sorry, the bombs were further in, targeting the HG Pioneer, I think. In comes the Kazaki Komroti and the faster transport. The Kazaki SVTs do come in just behind. The T-34-76 is managing to potentially take down the Pioneer, but the HG Panzergren with the Panzerfaust is moving forward. Will surely get the shot off. Actually, does get the shot off against the Valentine Mark 9 further north, and unfortunately does not manage to get a kill here. The the Kazaki SVTs do unload. We've got strikes coming in from the Lag 3 series. Does take down the T-34-42. But the two Gepards in the rear are still causing a problem. Loli is making gains now. The infantry in the in the picture that you can see now, none of it has anti-tank on it. So the Kazaki PPSH is pushed forwards. Potentially we could see some more tanks come in and really do the job against them. We do have a reinforcing Jagdpanzer IV, but the Valentine and the T-34-76 are currently unopposed. We have one HG Panzergren with a Faust in there, but the infantry will discover them. Leading the way are the Kazaki Komroti in front of the Kazaki SVTs. We've got a Tu-25 coming up to the northern side, but it's going to be danger close on these Kazakis, and actually this northern area has suffered due to the allocation of resources that Loli's put down south. The northern area has suffered. Does hit his own men. They do get pinned down and do surrender, and Loli loses that northern area. He was kind of hanging on to that. He does recover the center ground. He's kind of making his way back into the town. He's recovering the center ground, but as a result he has lost the northern ground. And potentially looks like he's going to make an attack with the Kazaki SVTs. I think he desperately needs to pick up flags. No, he is going to clear up the rest of the troops. So I think that's the right choice. Kazaki SVT still coming into this city. The Valentine Mark 9 is still making its way forward. But the Jagdpanzer IV has a nice little position in the city looking down one of the main roads here. The Valentine's going to find himself cut off. More infantry coming in, and it's Valkyr from Frubblord. Kazaki SVTs, they're all coming into the same spot. So potentially could suffer from this Jagdpanzer IV just shooting down the road. No, they do just unload. Loli does just unload in time. More Tu-25 strikes coming in, and Loli definitely favours his aircraft. We saw that in the earlier live stream from the game against Gonzo, that Loli really loves playing with his aircraft, using them, and he's definitely one of the most aggressive players of Steel Division 2 with his aircraft. So continuing that form in this game with the Tu-25s, but he's Frubblord's brought in a flak 41 88mm, and that's really going to help him, you know, counter these air attacks. A Lag 3 does come in, does not manage to pick up the kill against the Jagdpanzer IV, and it's picking off unit after unit. The Valentine did go down in this area. The Jagdpanzers are really causing a headache for these 9th Cavalry. They just cannot penetrate the thicker armour of the Jagdpanzer IV, and Loli was making ground in this city, in this southern city, but it's not working for him right now. He's been pinned down, his tanks have gone down, his Kazaki SVTs are surrendering and being destroyed one by one, and Frubblord is still 16-8 up. And yeah, surrender there from Loli. I think he just got picked off completely. His entire forces just got picked off one by one. Congratulations to Frubblord. Wins the game 1,700 kills to 1,100 losses. And really, Loli just never got a foothold in that game. I mean, in the initial attacks with those jeeps, he did manage to make it into early positions before Frubblord, but I think Frubblord was very cautious. he didn't engage in those early skirmishes. He unloaded his troops behind, in safe positions, moved them forwards on foot, supported by tanks and MG42s in the northern side, and he really just made Loli pay. That early aggression in A phase as well from Frubblord, or the income advantage from Frubblord, it just really took the momentum and the wind out of Loli's sails, and Loli could not make any games in A phase, which meant that he was left to B phase for all his income advantage. He was left to try and fight back against Frubblord's aggression in A and his fantastic positions that he'd got into with a lot of his troops. And then once B was over, we're down to the 80 points of income in C, and I think he would have had no chance. Frubblord was still a 16-8 at that point, and there was no more income advantage left for Loli, and it was the right call given the surrender up at that point. So let's have a look at the kills for Frubblord, and wow, look at this, the HG Panzergrenz picking up 2 Sapori kills, an Ognomachiki, a Kazaki PPSH, a standard Kazaki, and a Kazaki SVT. I mean, wow. And it's Gartner, the return of the Gartner. He's back. He's back. He's not playing in the commander's role. He is in charge of the HG Panzergrenz squad. Welcome back, De Gartner. But yeah, wow, look at that. That's probably a joke that maybe a lot of you don't get, but De Gartner was a player. He played a lot in the early releases of Steel Division 2, and particularly in the Orsha Cup, where I faced off against him and got absolutely slaughtered. He was a bit of a specialist with the 78 Sturm, I think, before everyone realised the 78 Sturm were completely and utterly overpowered. But anyway, having to explain that reference there, that's quite bad, isn't it, really, when you have to explain your own references. The HG Panzergrenz, they do pick up just a mountain of kills. The HG Pioneers here, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Kazaki kills from one HG Pioneer. That is just, it's just outrageous. We did say at the start of this game that that Frubblord, his infantry, while it wasn't as many in terms of quantity, they were going to outmatch the Ninth Guards Cavalry in terms of quality. And certainly we can see that there. HG Pioneers here, 3-star vetted, more kills. The Katusha going down to the ME410B1. Big loss, that Katusha. And yeah, that's an expensive A-phase unit to be completely lost early on. And it just did not have the effect. I can understand what Loli was going for with that unit. He was pushing that Katusha in A phase, almost like an off map, like an A phase off map. But Katusha, I think they are, they are just poor right now, poor units. I don't recommend you take them at all. They do not have the impact, which is a real shame, because they are an iconic unit of the Russians, the Soviets in World War II. The Jagdpanzer 4s, yeah, towards the middle and end of this game, the Jagdpanzer 4s came out and picked up a number of tank kills and some infantry kills as well. I think potentially some of them could have been in the transports. But yeah, I think these Jagdpanzers were a great call, actually a great divisional choice from Frubblord. I don't know whether he picked the HG Pioneers, the Fallschirmpanzer Hermann Göring division before Loli, or whether he counterpicked against Ninth Guards Cavalry. But yeah, those Jagdpanzers, Loli was always going to struggle to penetrate them without his anti-tank guns. And certainly in those central city areas, it's hard to get an anti-tank gun into position and maintain it in that position. In terms of the kills for Loli, well, yeah, pretty poor. But actually, the Gepards did go down to the M42 gun at the end. So I think Frubblord tried to push forwards with those Gepards. I'm assuming that's on the Sun side, and they did go down. But yeah, pretty bleak kill list. And yeah, congratulations to Frubblord, commiserations to Loli. Picks up the victory in this first game of the final. And we'll see how the other 2 games go. But certainly at this stage, 17 minutes 35 seconds, Frubblord are well on top of this final and should be buoyed. Is that the word? Should be his morale should be high off the back of this win. That is for sure. Hopefully you've enjoyed this game. It's been a little while since I did an offline cast, and yeah, just getting back into the grips of everything. Thanks very much for watching. I am Angry Bird. I will see you next time.